Patricia Padrao has the floor. He's going to talk us about the drinking habits and hydration recommendations in Portugal. Thank you, Patricia.
Thank you. I would like to thank for the invitation for being here today. It is a pleasure for me. And today I'm going to present a study that was developed this year by the Portuguese Institute of Hydration and Health, and also to show you the recommendations that we have adapted for the Portuguese. You know that water is provided by different sources, such as beverages or drinking water or food, but in Portugal, little was known about the contribution of different beverages to total water intake, and most important, its correlates and motivations of consumption. So we aim to describe drinking habits and motivations according to socio-demographic characteristics, and then analyze the degree to which the European reference values were met in Portugal. A cross-sectional survey was conducted using a representative sample of the Portuguese with more than 3,000 subjects aged between 14 and 50 years, and participants were selected from households in the 5 regions of mainland Portugal. So between February and March, trained interviewers conducted face-to-face interviews in each household and collected information on social and demographic characteristics, drinking habits, motivations, and intake of total beverages using a 24-hour recall. And we have a global mean daily intake of water from beverages of 1.73, with no differences between genders, but decreasing with increasing age. Here we can see that globally water contributed with 41% for total beverages intake, but we can see that the proportion of the contribution of water among women, water, milk, coffee, tea, and fruit juices was much higher than among men. Conversely, men reported a higher proportion of consumption of alcoholic beverages and soft drinks compared to women. Here we have the distribution of drinking throughout the day, and we can see that women tend to drink more between meals, lunch, the main meals, lunch and dinner, while men tend to concentrate more than women their consumption during meals. When participants were asked about, about the degree to which they used to choose beverages for pleasure, we can see that men scored higher than women. It was a scale between 0 and 10, and men scored higher than women, and younger groups scored also higher than the older. On the contrary, the degree to which the men and women choose beverages for rational reasons, you can see the opposite. So here, women scored higher than men. Regarding the differences between age groups, we can see the middle, no big differences, but the middle groups scored higher. This picture shows the perception of the hydration ability of each drink compared to value assigned to water. The 0 is the water, and the results were expressed in percentage of difference between the ability of hydration perceived by the participants compared to water. And here we can see that milk and tea were the beverages with ability closer than water perceived by the participants, while all other beverages, alcoholic and non-alcoholic. We have juice, spirits, beer, wine, soft drinks. They were much perceived as much with a lower ability of hydration. Here we compared our water intake from beverages with EFSA reference values. We can see that in all age groups of women, this line is the EFSA reference values for men and women, considering that beverages accounted for about 75% of total water intake. And we can see that in all age groups of women, the mean daily intake was above the reference values, when men, and especially the oldest ones, didn't meet the reference values. Here we have the proportion of the participants who meet the reference values by education classes, and we can see that the higher education groups presented higher prevalence of meeting the reference values of water. A similar trend was seen regarding the income. So the two groups with higher income also presented higher accomplishment of